1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Intro. Verse. Verse. Chorus.
Welcome to another piano tutorial. Today we're taking a look at the song Yahweh by Elevation Worship. And I forget what key this song was originally in. I believe we brought it down. But anyway, we're playing it in the key of C. It's just easier for us to sing in the key of C. Something I just want to point out, whenever you're picking music for your worship team to play, and you're thinking about keys and arrangement, think how difficult it might be for some of the people on your team to sing a song, and then how much more difficult it might be for people in your congregation to sing that same song, especially if they're not singers and they're not singing all the time. So sometimes we don't think about that kind of stuff, but it's really important to think about because ultimately the goal is to lead our congregations into worship, and so they're more likely to engage in the worship experience if songs are easier for them to sing. But anyway, we're playing in the key of C. The song's in 6/8 time, but I do want to point out in the verses we're going to take a look at a few parts where they got some funny like 3/8 turnarounds. So we'll talk about that in a little bit, but I want to start first of all with the introduction, which starts on A minor. So we're going to do right hand first, and I'll call out these notes. So the notes are A, and we're doing it octaves, and we're doing it in this range. So it's the A before, middle C, and the octave above. So it's A, C, D, E, C. Okay, next part is, so it's A, C, B, G, A. A, C, B, G, A. Okay. All right. Now the left hand, we're playing chords. We're playing the chord changes, but to make it easy, and really, in my left hand, whenever I'm playing chords or like supporting a melody, I don't really like to play a whole lot of the chord. I like to play the 1 and the 5. Because really, I think that's just about as much as our ears can handle as far as harmony information down in this part of the piano. That starts to sound kind of nasty. So whereas an A minor over here sounds really pretty, just an octave below, it's getting harder for our ears to recognize what it is. So I like to just play the 1 and 5. So I'm playing A and E. And then, so the chord progression is A minor to a C over E, which means the E's on bottom, to F. Then the next part is A minor to G to F. Okay, because I'm doing the 1 and 5 of each chord, there's my A minor. Here's my C over E, and it's literally a C with an E in the bass. Then to F, which is F and C. Then the next part, A minor to G to F. And that's easy. So all that's happening while I'm playing this melody, and hopefully I can do it without screwing up. Okay, so that's as easy as it is. I would practice that a whole bunch of times with the with the CD, just to get used to the timing, because like I said, it's in 6/8 time, but sometimes they throw in these like funny little 3-count measures that are easy to throw us off. So just make sure you get the timing on that. I do want to point out, it sounds on the right hand when you listen to the CD like the piano player is actually doing a lot more than sorry, right? Um, it's actually not that. What's happening is they put an echo or delay effect on the piano, and so that's what gets that effect. It's if we're playing in 6/8 time, it's actually a quarter note delay, and I'll show you what that sounds like, just so you can hear the difference. If you have the ability to add that delay to your keyboard, awesome. If you don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. What's most important is that you're able to play the melody and play the supporting chords underneath it. So let me show you what that sounds like with delay. So that's what it sounds like when you add the quarter note delay. All right, let's move on to the verse. So verse is F to C over E, G to A minor. Okay, and on the rest of the song, I really don't care how you play the voicings, but they're real specific and really intentional in the way that they're playing these chords. So I'm playing my F down here. So it's C, F, A. So this would be like second inversion F. And then just a bass note down here. So I go to C over E, then G to A minor. So G, D, G, B to A minor is E, A, C. And if you don't know why this is A minor, it's because I took the E from A minor that would be up here, and I put it down here. So it's the same combination of notes, just played in a different order. But this is the way the person on the recording plays it. Oh, sorry. And this is where I want to point out the weird timing issues. It's not always a perfect 6. So sometimes they add an extra measure of 3 in there, and it gives it more of like a hymnal, like old hymn type cadence. So I don't know the lyrics that well, but I'll sing the melody just so you can kind of hear what the timing is. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Na, 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 Holy, holy is the Lord, right? Worthy to be praised. That's the chorus. But again, just make sure you're paying attention to the count and the timing during those verses, because it's not a perfect 6 every time. All right, and then moving on to the chorus. Holy, holy is the Lord, worthy to be praised, Yahweh. So this part is really straightforward. Here's where we have a little bit more liberty to pick out our chord voicings and play it a way that's a little bit more comfortable, or where we can be a little bit more expressive. Right? So feel free to just take that, but that's like a pure 6/8 time. And just, again, if you follow the vocalists on a lot of this, timing will be easy, but they got to make sure they're knowing, timing for their lyrics and melody. So we move on. We've done intro, verse, chorus, and then let's take a look at this instrumental. All right, so what's happening on the right hand? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry. Okay, so I'll call out the notes. It starts on an A, and then it goes to C, B, G. And then the bottom part is E, D, C. It's all single note, no octaves, nothing tricky here. And then the left hand is doing what we did for the intro, where we're just playing the 1 and 5. So it starts on F, G, A, then we do a G over B to C, then C over E to F. It starts the progression again, A minor, G over B to C, C over E to F. Okay? And so we just have to make sure that our timing between right hand and left hand works. So two notes. If you have this rhythm down, the easy way that I think of it is one of my chord changes is going to land on the B note, and the other chord change will land on the C note. So right? Okay, I just want that, makes the timing a little bit easier. Let me play that one last time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So then it goes into the bridge. He who was and is to come is the one who lives in us, the great I am, Yahweh. He who was and is to come. So it goes from G to A minor is the one, C over E, lives in us. To F, the great I am. And it goes to C, Yahweh. Lands back on G. So the thing I want to just mention in this song is really dynamic. And for a long time, it's playing really, really quiet and soft, especially and mostly like in this area of the piano, kind of the lower mid section of the piano. So what I want to point out is sometimes as church musicians and especially worshipers, we get so caught up in the moment. And we're already like we get there and we're right? Like we're so into it, we just start digging our whole body into the keys. And so restraint is key in making this song effective. You know, some of the most effective parts of this song are those really quiet, intimate moments. So really practice restraint and give yourself somewhere to go. He who was and is to come is the one who lives in us, the great I am. See, no fills, nothing, just making it really. And is to come is the one who lives in us, the great I am, Yahweh. He who was and is the one who lives in Yahweh. He who was and is to come is the one. Right? So if you start really quiet, it gives us a nice place to build so that when we come in loud, the loud part is that much more effective. If we start too loud, we kind of kill the mood. So I just want to point that out. That goes for this song across the board. We just got to be really sensitive to the parts that are supposed to be really, really quiet and intimate, and let them be quiet and let them be empty. So that the big parts where everyone comes in and we're loud and we're like, you know, really moving dynamically, that they have more effect because the other parts were so quiet leading up to it. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, and then so that's the bridge progression, and then they go back into the chorus, and the last part will be an instrumental, but it really is just a continuation of the chorus until the end, where the piano plays the intro again, and it's played as an outro. Sorry. And so it's going to end on the F. Okay? So that's all I have for this song. Pay attention to timing. Even though it sounds really, really simple, it's easy to get lost. So that's why I left. When I played through it, I'm leaving the click and the guide in there so you can kind of hear what the timing's supposed to be against a click track. Make sure you're counting bars and beats and just know absolutely what the timing is supposed to be. That way, if your vocalist isn't quite sure, they show up to rehearsal or to sound check and they're not totally sure what it is, you can kind of lead and direct them, and help them figure that out. But I hope you enjoy playing the song. I love this song. I think it has a great message. And for a piano player, it's a great opportunity to just, practice restraint and see how, as a piano player in a worship setting, how you really lead the dynamics of the band, the vocalists, and really the worship atmosphere for the whole congregation. It's really important to understand your role that way. You're not just another person in a band who goes unnoticed, but you're actually leading dynamics. So you're a worship leader, even sitting behind the keys. So just keep that in mind when you approach this song and any song that you're playing piano on. I hope you got something out of this, and we'll see you next time. Bye.